Ever wondered where billionaires actually make the deals that impact global economy? Not boardrooms, but private clubs where phones are banned. Memberships cost six figures, and getting in requires more than just money. We're talking about 8 most exclusive black-owned sanctuaries where Warren Buffett hangs with Jay-Z, where Nigerian oil barons drink $800 bottles of champagne weekly, and where one wrong Instagram post gets you banned for life. And trust me, the #1 club on this list is nearly impossible to join, despite being over a century old. Let's get to it. Number 8. Mìlíkì, where Lagos artists meet billionaire patrons. Let's start with Miliki, because this one operates on completely different principles than every other club on this list, and that contrast tells you a lot about how wealth actually flows in modern Africa. Miliki sits in Victoria Island, Lagos, and was founded by Patron, a major figure in the city's cultural scene who designed the club as what he calls a catalyst for cultural exploration, rather than just another networking spot for executives. The whole vibe is quiet enjoyment over social climbing, which sounds soft until you understand what's actually happening here. The space features proudly displayed Nigerian art, bartenders in perfectly tailored pinstripe jackets, and an outdoor green space that's genuinely rare in Lagos's dense urban core. There's a private lounge functioning as an intellectual incubator, plus an on-site boutique and library promoting contemporary African design. Here's what makes Miliki genuinely fascinating from a wealth perspective. The primary currency traded here isn't money or connections, it's intellectual capital. In the modern global economy, billionaires increasingly need alignment with cultural tastemakers who can give their brands credibility and relevance beyond just having money. Miliki creates a low-key sanctuary where artists and billionaires interact as equals under the Patron model, allowing idea exchanges that frequently lead to investments in Africa's rapidly growing creative economy. Think about what that means. A painter or filmmaker gets direct access to people who can write 7-figure checks, while billionaires get early visibility into cultural trends before they hit mainstream markets. Membership operates strictly on invitation and word of mouth, with the club targeting people in arts, sciences, design, and social justice rather than just corporate executives. Koshoni's background in architecture shows in every design choice, creating an aesthetic that feels more like a gallery than a traditional club. The club promotes what Koshoni calls social re-engineering, using the space to stimulate new thinking about Nigeria's future, rather than just preserving existing power structures. That philosophical positioning attracts a different demographic than clubs focused purely on business deals and luxury consumption. But intellectual capital only goes so far when the real money happens on polo fields. Speaking of which, we head to our next club. Number 7. Lekki Country Club, the suburban billionaire playground. Lekki Country Club represents Lagos's new money frontier, serving ultra-high net worth individuals and entrepreneurs living in the rapidly developing Ibeju Lekki and Ipi areas that are becoming Lagos's version of American suburbs, except with significantly more money involved. The club is managed under serious governing structure led by High Chief Gbolahan A. Nwula as chairman of the Board of Trustees and Seyi Adewunmi as president, which tells you this isn't some casual social organization, it's run with corporate-level governance. Infrastructure is designed to compete with global country club standards, championship golf course and tennis courts where deals get brokered informally during games, a high-capacity event hall hosting elite end-of-year galas and product launches, fine dining facilities, and a state-of-the-art wellness center with gym and swimming pool catering to busy executives. But here's the club's most effective wealth mechanic that separates it from purely transactional networking spaces. Their guiding philosophy is where charity begins at home, integrating philanthropic initiatives and community service directly into the social calendar. In the billionaire world, this matters enormously because collaborative charitable efforts often serve as precursors to joint business ventures. When you've worked alongside someone on a philanthropic project, you've already vetted their character, work ethic, and values before ever discussing a business partnership. That pre-vetting environment built on trust is worth more than any formal due diligence process. The club's target demographic is professionals and entrepreneurs, specifically on the Lekki-Ipe axis, meaning membership selection considers both residency and entrepreneurial status, rather than just wealth. Core values emphasize camaraderie, philanthropy, and personal growth. The kind of language that sounds soft until you realize it's creating the social bonds that facilitate nine-figure deals. Selective admission based on geographic proximity and business activity means members actually live and work near each other, increasing the likelihood of ongoing collaboration beyond just periodic club events. That geographic clustering creates business ecosystems where members become natural partners, investors, and collaborators rather than just occasional contacts. And while suburban golf courses are nice, wait till you see the next club where signing a 20 billion naira bond is just another Tuesday. Number 6. Capital Club Lagos, the corporate nexus. Capital Club Lagos operates as the unyielding center of gravity for the city's corporate and financial elite, and the numbers involved here are genuinely massive. Located in Victoria Island's financial heart, the club was developed in partnership with Signature Clubs International and Lababidi Holdings, making it Nigeria's first five-star premier private business club explicitly modeled after world-class establishments in London and Dubai. Here's the club's primary wealth mechanic that makes it genuinely valuable beyond just local networking. Members gain access to over 250 international associate clubs globally through reciprocity agreements. For a Nigerian billionaire expanding into the UK or Middle East, this means having a home field advantage in every major financial capital worldwide. Think about what that actually provides. You're landing in London for a deal, and instead of booking a hotel meeting room or unfamiliar restaurant, you walk into a reciprocal club where you're automatically treated as a member with full privileges. That comfort and familiarity during high-stakes negotiations is worth the membership fee alone. The environment is strictly formal with enforced business dress code, ensuring a professional atmosphere for the high-level deals signed within these walls. Recent example, Dimension Data Nigeria signed a 20 billion naira bond issuance right here, which tells you the scale of transactions happening over lunch. Facilities include 4 luxurious junior suites with 24-hour butler service for members traveling from other cities, a cigar room stocking about 100 premium brands, modern wellness center, and fine dining restaurants where deals get made over multi-course meals. Membership fees range from 2.1 million naira to 3.6 million naira annually, equivalent to roughly $4,000 to $15,000 depending on tier, which is serious money in Nigerian context, but absolutely accessible for the target demographic of corporate executives and business owners. The club caters to diverse membership including Nigerian, Indian, Lebanese, and Syrian expats from top government and industry positions. This multiculturalism makes it a unique hub for international trade and cross-border investment where different business cultures intersect and create opportunities. Lababidi Holdings' involvement ensures physical and operational standards match global expectations rather than just local Nigerian standards. And while the global reciprocity and 20 billion naira deals are impressive, let's look at the next club that entirely banned mobile phones for a strange reason. Number 5. Lion's Head, the Buckhead Fortress of Invisibility. While most modern clubs chase social media visibility and Instagram moments, Lion's Head in Atlanta's Buckhead district operates on the principle of absolute invisibility, and that's exactly what makes it valuable. Founded by Justin Anthony, a former professional soccer player from Johannesburg who successfully pivoted to hospitality, the club is named after South Africa's iconic mountain symbolizing strength and pride. Anthony's background as athlete-turned-entrepreneur gives him unique understanding of the high-stakes world his members inhabit. The club's most defining feature is its strict no phones, no photos policy, and you need to understand why this matters so much. For a billionaire, the greatest threat to a deal or personal peace isn't competition, it's the ubiquitous smartphone camera. One leaked photo of who you're meeting with can tank a negotiation, trigger regulatory scrutiny, or create tabloid drama that destroys carefully maintained privacy. By banning all recording devices, Lion's Head creates a genuine safe room for Atlanta's business titans where conversations stay completely private. The interior features mood lighting, plush seating, and an atmosphere evoking global travel and opulence with rich textures and curated art, designed to make you feel simultaneously relaxed and important. Here's the third-order insight about modern networking that Lion's Head understands perfectly. As the world becomes increasingly transparent through social media and surveillance, actual value is found in opacity. The ability to have genuinely private conversations is becoming rarer and therefore more valuable. Membership is invitation only, and the application process requires a referral just to apply, with monthly reviews by a membership board that can reject you for basically any reason. This creates scarcity that's more about exclusivity than just price. Plenty of people can afford membership, but very few can actually get in. The club offers world-class wine program with rare bottles and direct access to winemakers, ensuring the soft aspects of deal-making, fine dining, and exceptional vintages are as refined as the business discussions themselves. These details matter because high-level negotiations often happen over meals rather than informal settings. Justin Anthony's expansion of true story brands to locations like Ponte Vedra Beach suggests a scaling model based on elegant, discreet, and intentionally curated experiences, appealing to business leaders who value privacy over public recognition. Each location maintains the same phone ban and discretion policies, creating a network of secure spaces across multiple cities. Next up, we head to a club that literally trains members for corporate board positions. Number 4. GAIA Africa, the fortress of female West African power. GAIA Africa operates as Nigeria's first and only women-only private members club, and calling it just a club dramatically understates what's actually happening here. Founded by Olatoun Candide Johnson, a legal heavyweight and corporate governance expert in Victoria Island, Lagos, GAIA was specifically designed to dismantle the old boys club networks that have historically dominated African commerce while providing what she calls a safe community for the continent's female leaders. The club's exclusivity is enforced through genuinely rigorous vetting and a tiered membership structure ensuring only the most accomplished individuals enter. The Emerald tier, for example, is reserved exclusively for women with minimum 25 years professional experience or 10+ years in C-suite leadership roles. That's not just gatekeeping. It's creating concentrated repositories of female power and expertise. Let's break down the membership tiers because the structure itself reveals the club's sophistication. Emerald tier costs 1,437,500 naira, joining fee plus 632,500 naira annually for the most experienced executives. Ruby tier targets senior managers and founders within 1 to 2 levels of C-suite at 1 million naira, joining plus 500,000 naira annually. Millennial tier serves high-achieving professionals aged 26 to 35 at 1 million 6,250 naira, joining plus 442,750 naira annually. DigiX tier for African women. Leaders living outside Nigeria costs $1,100 annually with 0 joining fee. Expatriate tier for expat women in Nigeria runs 862,500 naira, joining plus 575,500 naira annually. GAIA house facilities include wellness area with fitness studio, steam room, and massage room, plus curated library and the hub for high-stakes venue hire. But the real wealth mechanics operate through 2 specific programs that separate GAIA from typical social clubs. The Executive Academy provides formal training and development for senior female executives, creating pipeline of board-ready talent with specific skills and certifications that corporate boards require. The Board Talent Group then actively places members into non-executive director roles across Africa's largest corporations. Think about what that means from a wealth creation perspective. By controlling the pipeline of board-ready female talent, GAIA ensures its members are literally at the tables where Africa's most significant economic decisions get made. Board positions pay handsomely, often 6 figures annually for relatively limited time commitments, and provide access to insider information about corporate strategy, M&A activity, and emerging opportunities. The club's leadership includes board of directors chaired by Dorothy Uko, with notable figures like Yemi Carey and Daniel Operison serving as non-executive directors. This governance structure mirrors public companies, reinforcing the professional and strategic nature of networking happening within these walls rather than just social gatherings. GAIA's model proves that wealth creation for women requires more than just access to existing networks. It requires building entirely new infrastructure specifically designed to advance female economic power through formal training, strategic placement, and peer support that traditional male-dominated clubs never provided. Training women for board positions changes entire economies, but wait till you see a club where Warren Buffett actually hangs out with hip-hop's first billionaire. Number 3. The 40/40 Club, where moguls meet. The 40/40 Club in Manhattan is an unapologetic monument to the hustler-to-mogul trajectory, and its membership roster reads like a Forbes list merged with an all-star roster. Founded in 2003 by Sean J.Z. Carter and partner Juan Perez, the club takes its name from baseball's elite group of players who've achieved 40 home runs and 40 stolen bases in a single season. That symbolism of multidisciplinary excellence, combining power and speed, is woven into everything about how the club operates. The 40/40 Club is legendary for grand reopenings and high-stakes social events where the world's wealthiest individuals converge. At the 2012 reopening, Jay-Z was joined by Warren Buffett, Spike Lee, and Russell Simmons. Let that sink in for a second. Warren Buffett, one of the world's richest men and a frequent Jay-Z confidant, showing up to a hip-hop mogul's sports bar opening. That presence illustrates the club's role as a bridge between old Wall Street wealth and new cultural wealth, creating a space where these traditionally separate worlds can interact as equals and find mutual business opportunities. Facilities are designed for ultra-affluent sports enthusiasts. Stadium-style seating, gold-plated decor that walks the line between luxurious and excessive, and private lounges that have hosted everyone from NBA stars like Carlos Beltran and CC Sabathia to actual heads of state. The wealth mechanics here tie directly to Jay-Z's broader empire in ways most people don't recognize. The club serves as launchpad for his other ventures, Armand de Brignac Champagne and Douce Cognac. Both got promoted heavily here before seeing multi-hundred-million-dollar exits to LVMH and Bacardi respectively. Think about that business model. The club itself might break even or generate modest profits, but its real value is as a promotional vehicle and proof of concept for luxury brands that then get sold for hundreds of millions to global conglomerates. The 40/40 Club is essentially a very expensive, very effective billboard that also happens to facilitate high-level networking. The club's history includes expansion and contraction, mirroring the volatile nature of celebrity ventures. Locations in Atlantic City and Las Vegas opened and closed. But the New York flagship remains headquarters for what Esquire called a classy sports bar chain that hosts private music events for stars like Lil Uzi Vert. Jay-Z's status as hip-hop's first billionaire with $2.5 billion net worth solidifies the club as a beacon for those looking to emulate his business acumen, making membership itself aspirational for entrepreneurs who see Jay-Z's path from Marcy projects to billionaire as a roadmap they want to follow. Billionaire rap moguls and Warren Buffett hanging out is wild. Sure, but here's how the club at number 2 got rejected 97 times before changing Atlanta's entire power structure. Number 2. The Gathering Spot, the modern blueprint for Black institutional power. The Gathering Spot represents perhaps the most significant disruption to the private club model in the 21st century, and the founder's journey proves exactly how hard building Black institutional wealth actually is. Founded in 2016 by Ryan Wilson and T.K. Peterson, TGS was born from a perceived void in Atlanta's social landscape, a space functioning as 24/7 hub for modern professionals specifically tailored to nuances of the Black experience. Here's the part that should make you angry and inspired simultaneously. They were reportedly turned down 97 times by investors before securing the initial $3 million needed to launch their flagship Atlanta location. 97 rejections. Let that number sit with you for a second. Most people quit after 5 or 10 rejections, but Wilson and Peterson kept pitching the same vision 97 times before someone finally said yes. That level of resilience is what separates people who talk about building institutions from people who actually do it. A decade into existence, TGS evolved from local co-working alternative into multi-city powerhouse, with locations in Atlanta, Washington, D.C., and Los Angeles. The most ambitious project is The Retreat, a 60,000 square foot facility in Atlanta that elevates the club from business hub to full-scale luxury resort, featuring world-class rooftop pool, 2 high-end restaurants, and sprawling flexible workspaces designed to compete with the most prestigious global rooftops. The wealth mechanics operate on intentional community building rather than just proximity. Unlike traditional clubs relying on legacy memberships passed down through families, TGS curates membership of over 12,000 individuals, including C-suite executives from Apple, Coca-Cola, Goldman Sachs, and Microsoft. That density of intellectual and financial capital makes it a primary site for Black Wealth Summit partnerships, focusing on closing the racial wealth gap through education in crypto, real estate, and estate planning. General membership for the retreat runs approximately $3,100 annually, which is accessible compared to other clubs on this list, but still creates selective barrier, ensuring members are professionals with disposable income. Notable investors include Charles Barkley, T.I., Big Sean, Cam Newton, and Will Packer. A roster showing the club's appeal spans sports, entertainment, and business. High-profile guests have included Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, LeBron James, Drake, and Robert Smith, demonstrating the club's positioning as a must-visit destination for anyone trying to connect with Black American power structures. The club's history includes a messy 2022 merger with Black-owned neobank Greenwood intended to create comprehensive financial and social ecosystem. The merger fell apart, leading to a lawsuit filed by Wilson and Peterson alleging fraud and deception, followed by reacquisition of the club by its founders. That lawsuit and reacquisition underscore a core principle within these spaces: the absolute necessity of maintaining independent Black control over environments where the culture's most sensitive business dealings occur. When external parties, even well-intentioned ones, gain control, the fundamental trust enabling these spaces to function effectively gets compromised. With roughly $30 million secured over its decade-long journey, TGS transitioned from startup to movement. Ryan Wilson's influence as trusted voice, connecting disparate communities from tech giants to policymakers, ensures TGS remains at the forefront of how the new global Black elite actually networks. And now we're at the peak. Where sits a club that's been hosting African dynasties since 1904? Number 1. Lagos Polo Club, the apex of legacy and dynasty. At number 1 sits Lagos Polo Club, because while every other club on this list is decades old at most, this institution has been hosting Africa's ruling families since 1904. Over 120 years of continuous operation hosting the continent's absolute elite. Located in Ikoyi, the Polo Club is the epicenter of old guard power in West Africa. While newer clubs focus on tech entrepreneurs and corporate executives, the Polo Club is where established dynasties, senior government officials, military generals, and multi-generational business families convene to engage in what's literally called the Game of Kings. The club is currently led by David Adetokunbo Laoye, president of Lagos Polo Club and CEO of ECAD Architects. Laoye is a prominent figure in Nigeria's architectural landscape who designed landmarks like British American Tobacco headquarters, bringing design-led sophistication to the club's governance. Under his leadership, the club has maintained tradition while modernizing facilities to remain relevant to next-generation heirs. The billionaire roster is genuinely absurd. Aliko Dangote, Africa's richest man, is a frequent fixture at annual finals, cheering on teams alongside other titans. Muhammad Babangida, son of former President Ibrahim Babangida, is a polo patron who built an extensive business empire. Other members include Kola Kareem of Shoreline Group, Sayu Dantata of MRS Holdings, and Oscar Ibru of Ibru Organization. Here's what makes the Polo Club genuinely exclusive beyond just wealth. Membership is strictly limited to approximately 400 members with a waitlist that can span years. You need nomination by long-standing members with significant connections, which means you can't just show up with money and expect entry. You need existing members willing to vouch for your character and family background. The lifestyle of excess surrounding the club has generated genuine folklore. Jet-set rumors suggest members consume hundreds of bottles of premium champagne weekly during the season, and the club shop features riding boots priced at $800. Not because they're particularly advanced technologically, but because exclusivity itself is the point. What separates the Polo Club from every other institution on this list is its role as keeper of dynastic continuity. Memberships pass through families across generations, creating institutional memory spanning over a century. When your grandfather, father, and now you all belong to the same club, you're not just networking, you're maintaining family positioning within Africa's permanent power structure. The club represents the ultimate moat in networking, generational relationships built over decades that cannot be replicated by newcomers, regardless of how much money they accumulate. You can become a billionaire overnight through a business exit, but you cannot buy 120 years of family history at the Lagos Polo Club. That permanence and continuity is what makes it number one. While other clubs facilitate deals and create opportunities, the Polo Club is where Africa's dynasties maintain the social architecture, ensuring their families remain powerful across generations, regardless of economic cycles or political changes. And these were the 8 most exclusive Black-owned private clubs where the real power moves happen away from cameras and boardrooms. If this video changed how you think about where billionaires actually network, smash that like button and subscribe. Also, don't forget to drop a comment and tell us which club you would join if you could. Catch you in the next one.